Assalamu alaikum, guys. So today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about my small, very small, so far, but humble olive tree collection. I haven't got much olive trees. I've only got 3 olive trees so far, only a couple of years old. The one you're looking at right now is literally this year I planted in winter, and it's already bearing fruits for me, as you can see. And this particular variety is called Olive de Morocco. It's a Moroccan olive. It's supposed to be medium, small to medium fruit. And they have like a rounded shape, like a marble shaped fruits, olives. It's a very majestic looking tree. Once it grows, it spreads very wide. It makes a very good shade tree, which is why I planted it in this position, to shade the lawn there in the back, because we like to have barbecues on the lawn, but in summer it gets a bit too hot. We're too exposed there. I previously had 2 thickish trees, massive one. I took them out. They were just getting too big and too thick and causing a lot of issues. You can see they started lifting up the blocks and they cause other issues around because they have a very aggressive root system. So they had to go. They were causing too much damage. So I lost the shade though once I took them out. So I decided to put a Moroccan olive tree. They're known for their shade. They grow wide. They go horizontally, maybe 4 meters by 3 meters by 4 meters. They go more in width rather than height, and they produce beautiful looking and beautiful tasting olives at the same time, which is a plus. That's the Moroccan olive. One of my 3 olive trees so far. You can see how the capsicum plant has progressed. That's the one that just grew by itself. Did not plant this, did not seed this. It just grew on its own, along with this tomato plant and also this other capsicum that's still a bit young. And I've never seen a healthy, a capsicum that healthy, not in my yard anyway. Nothing can compete with it because it just grew in the right place at the right time, subhanAllah, so you can't compete with it. Okay, and my Mishmash. Hello boy, come on. Good boy. And this is my volunteer unknown plant, which also just seeded itself. Don't know what it is. I'm still thinking it's a zucchini plant. It's flowering, but it hasn't produced any fruit yet. It hasn't set fruit yet, but to me it looks like a zucchini. We'll see. Alongside that, corn also came up on its own. That chili plant there came up on its own. I think it's another capsicum actually, but we'll see. Anyway, my second olive tree, this one here is probably maybe 2 years old, I would say, this particular tree. And that particular olive tree is a Kalamata olive. You have to have a Kalamata, a Greek Kalamata. It's a lovely olive. To me, it's the best looking olive. They just look so, just unique in shape. they have a pointy bullet-like shape to them. And they're almost bluish in color. They have a unique color when they're unripe at this stage, like a dark green, almost bluish in color. And their leaves tend to be bigger than my other olives, very silver in color as well. Nice looking tree. It looks like it wants to grow upwards rather than, horizontally. So far not very. This is the first year it produced, bore any fruit, so you can't really judge. I'm not sure how productive, this variety is, but it's got, maybe I might get a small jar out of this one once I pickle it. I might get a small pickle jar out of it. But I'm happy it produced this year, just to see how it's gonna, look like once it's done, what it's gonna taste, once it's pickled and so on. You can see the very, very beautiful looking fruits or olives on this tree. Very nice looking olives. And that's the Kalamata. That's the Kalamata olive tree there. And my third of the collection, olive tree, is my biggest one actually. That's probably maybe 3 years old when I got it. It was a bit more advanced than the others when I got it, so it might have been maybe a couple of years at the time, when it was in the pot, and I've had it now for 3 years. So I'll just say it's 3 years because that's when I planted it. But it seems very vigorous compared to the others, very productive compared to the others. You can see this thing is loaded with olives, with fruits. From top to bottom, it's just, the branches are just sort of weighing themselves down from the fruit. It's just very productive tree. Wherever you look, you just see loads of fruits everywhere, just absolutely dripping, mashallah, with fruit. There's a bit of an overcast now, so you probably can't see it. It's not that clear, but you can make out the balls, the fruits there, and it's just loaded, absolutely loaded with fruits. And this particular variety is Italian. So you've seen the Moroccan, you've seen the Greek, and now it's the Italian variety, Frantoio they call it. A Frantoio, it's supposed to be a small fruiting tree, which I like. I don't like them too big. I believe that the small ones pack a punch of flavor, and that's the way I like them. It's supposed to be nutty and a very good flavor on these things, and very highly productive, as you can see. We should get a lot of pickles out of this thing here. You can see it's very large, mashallah. It's maybe, I don't know, 3.5 to 4 meters in height. It's a high tree. And it's super productive. Very happy with this particular tree. I mean, I'm happy with all of them. The Kalamata being the has a reputation of being a good eating olive and looks unique. This one is highly productive, small fruits, which I like. And then you have the Moroccan there, which has it's a good looking tree, good for shade, and also very productive, and it has like a round shaped fruits. So this is pretty much my collection so far, my humble collection. Oh, there is a reservation for one more. one more olive, which is very hard to find actually, especially in Australia. It seems to be like a bit of a rare olive tree to get a hold of. I've tracked down a nursery that has them, but it's out of stock. It's sold out. So I've emailed them to try and book one in for me as soon as they get it, just to reserve one. And inshallah, we'll see what happens if I'm able to get one. And this is actually where I want to show you. You know, I'm not showing off my kids, you know, toys or buckets or anything. That's the spot I'm planning to put it in. So I'm going to take out this vine. It's an orange trumpet vine. She's coming out. You know, I'd rather have something fruit in there in that position. So she's coming out from that little garden bed that I built. I'm going to sort of cultivate that section there, and I'm going to plant it right there and let it sort of hang out. I think it will look very good, very nice in that position. And it'll give a bit of shade to the shed there. It's a Colorbond shed, a metallic shed. It tends to become like an oven inside there, you know, it doesn't have any insulation. So a bit of shade from a tree wouldn't hurt it. So I'm just gonna put it right there and let it grow out towards us, and it'll look good as a sort of in front, you know, in front of the shed there, the garden shed. And the particular olive that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to get, is a Middle Eastern olive from the Levant of the Middle East, the Mediterranean region, where I'm from, and they call it the Suri olive. And I stumbled upon this by chance. I was sort of researching, doing a bit of research about olives, and I came across this. I wanted like a Middle Eastern type olive, because, you know, I've got everything. You know, I've got the Greek, I've got Italian, I've got Moroccan, and I wanted the Middle Eastern. You know, I might even get a Spanish one, the Manzilano or something like that, which is a, you know, a common olive. I might get it, but first I want to get my hands on this Middle Eastern one. It's called the Suri olive tree. And when I was researching about it, believe it or not, this particular olive variety, the Suri olive tree, is known to be the oldest olive known to civilization. One of the oldest, if not the oldest, olive tree known to civilization, or, you know, when it was first cultivated. And it comes from that region, specifically from the region or the area known as Sur, which is known in English as Tyre, located in Lebanon. Tyre, Sur in Arabic, hence the name Suri, because it comes from that town, from that region, and from the foothills of that region. And it's a very resilient type of tree. It's known to be, it's still in cultivation till now, very popular in that region, and it's not, no, they don't water it. They just leave it to the wilderness, basically. You know, just whatever rain it gets from the heavens, then this is what it gets. They don't water the trees there. This particular variety can cope with that sort of treatment. It doesn't mind it, because it seems to be very sort of wild. You know, it has been altered and then changed and sort of bred to sort of like the modern olives, and it produces a highly sort of high quality oil. Apparently, it produces 30 to 35% oil content from the fruit, which is extremely high for oil ratio to be coming out of a olive tree. 30 to 35% olive content from a fruit is extremely high. So it's super high in oil quantity, and the quality is extremely good on that particular tree. Very resilient, highly tolerant to drought. Obviously, they don't water it, so it can cope with a drought. So I thought it would be suitable for the Australian conditions. since it can get a bit dry here at certain times. You know, not as so much in Sydney, but we do get like sort of dry years. You know, and the sun is very intense, so I can cope with the intense sun, I believe. And yeah, so this is what I want to put it, you know, like the oldest known olive to civilization. Why wouldn't I want to have it, you know? Like, of course I'm going to get it. But very hard to track down here in Australia, the old Sur olive tree. So I've ordered one. I put my name down for one. So as soon as it comes up, they email me. I'll be jumping on it and getting it. And this is where it's going. And it produces small to medium size olives. Green, they're known to be pickled green. They have a very nutty flavor and oily sort of flavor. Delicious fig, one of my favorite figs to be eaten green, pickled. And this is where it's going, right there. And yes, this concludes my little olive collection. So I hope that you like my little humble video, and I'll see you in the next one. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. My kids would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yalla, say bye. Say bye. Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. Please. Give me 5. Good girl. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.